never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. When you citizen, take a seat. Got your helmet on tight and your boots on your feet. First things first, let's power up the ship. Don't you worry now, I'll give you the tip. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Smooth the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that Now let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go.
Hello everybody and welcome to Drake's Den. I'm Mormon631 as always, and with me of course are our other two hosts, a part-time villain and Maddie Circus. Today we're going to be looking into a couple of things. Of course, the usual update at the beginning of the podcast in regards to recent reveals, and that will be alluding to the industrial gameplay updates we received from the Star Citizen Live, hosted by Jared of course, and guest starring Thorsten, the lead systems designer, and Elliot, who is the lead mission designer, who apparently work very closely together.
Yes.
But before we get into that, how have you guys been this week?
Villain?
Busy.
You
I know.
need to come up with new answers, man.
But
You need to give me a bit more detail.
If shoe fits, right? No, just busy.
You need more shoes.
And two, Foxhole. Still, the war is going on. So all my free time, I'm just supporting wardens. That's pretty much all it is, man.
Yeah, and you see that's Villain's curse. He's always at war. He just never rests. He's a trooper.
He's got to be a villain everywhere he goes.
What about
you, Maddie?
Well, for me, I did a move, and I'm finally moved into the new place, so settled. That's why I missed last week. Sorry, everybody. But this week I've been
What are you talking
working
about?
a lot
You were
on
here
game
last week.
development.
Yeah, we see. You agreed to everything we said, and you've been
No, this is not true.
Reasonable for
I
once.
don't like this.
For once.
I like that I was there, but I wasn't there. Not the
You were
voice.
there. You were there the whole time.
Yeah.
No, I've been
I
messing a lot
remember.
with game development this week. Been messing in the Unreal Engine and lighting specifically, and just messing around. And I actually changed some engine code. I read some documentation and I watched a couple videos on the way that the lighting and tone works in the engine. And currently it uses a system called ASYS, and I switched it to a system called HEX, which I didn't know that Blender also uses. So it's a good workflow. I can also, when I work on art in there, when I port it in, it's all going to like function together. But the lighting works really better. I was trying to get some screenshots, but it works weird when I try to take screenshots with NVIDIA while I have Unreal Engine open. It tells me I can't, and I got to figure out why.
And I see, Villain, that's a detailed answer. We've got busy and that. as your
I had busy and Foxhole. You guys not play Foxhole,
Well, yes.
so you guys don't understand how intense that is. Takes hours.
That's
I will join
true.
you one of these days in Foxhole.
I did try. I tried a bit of Foxhole. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
not
Foxhole
usually
was
my
the
kind of game. You didn't force me. I promised you I'd play with you, and I keep my promises. Okay.
So I've been nagging him until he got it. Yes, and now.
Yeah, you know what he said to me? He's
the
like, I only asked you once, Mormon. Lies, because when he first asked me, he kept forgetting that he'd asked me, and then he kept asking me several times
only asked
in
you
one
once
week.
that day.
No, you asked me more than once in the same day. Right, anyway,
No, there's no
we
evidence
digress. We digress. Let's get back to the topic at hand.
No, don't skip. How was your week, Mormon? Oh, no. Try to avoid
Honestly, I struggle with sleep, and this last week has been a bit of a struggle. So it's a bit arduous to get through work, and I've just been playing cozy games like Ken, which is a rock climbing game. I'm almost ashamed to say, because I've not been able to go
saw
climbing.
that one. It looked pretty cool. Is that the one with like the special backpack feature? Yeah.
Yes, it's very, very cool. It's just very realistic climbing. You just climbing a mountain. That's the whole game, and it's just nice to chill out, watch something, and climb a mountain. Why not? I have been playing a little bit of the Allied Alliance as well, just to kind of bring my thing up. I've just been running one mission over and over again because it's just the easiest way of doing it and less time consuming.
Do you not climb in real life, like Thursdays or something?
I do.
So it's kind of like working being a truck driver and driving for like 40 hours a week, and then come back home. You know, guys, I'm gonna relax, play a game, and track simulator kind of thing, and you just continue for a weekend and back to work, man. It's kind of something.
I'm struggling to see your point. What's going on?
No.
What's wrong with my approach? It's okay. But no, you're right. I probably should just climb in real life. But it's a good game. Definitely worth playing. Right. Anyway, let's get back on topic. enough about me. Right. So let me go over to our updates board. I do have the YouTube video loaded up, so we can look at certain spots. If there's any viewers who want to kind of review specific sections, just let me know. But we've got all the things that were mentioned. Now, I primarily am not a miner or salvager or cargo runner. So, you two saw the live stream. What are your thoughts on it?
Maddie, you go first this time.
Okay. I thought it was... I was really surprised by it. Let's start there. I was really surprised by everything that they covered and a lot of the things that they talked about that they want to bring in. And when I thought about it, I was like, I hope they thought these things through. And actually, for once, they thought these things through. So that's kind of where I am at it. Like, for instance, one of the things I was really excited for is, what's the word they used for it? The cargo repacking.
Yes.
So they talked about
Um,
how you'll be able to take bigger cargo containers and pack them into smaller cargo containers. So like repack them. So like taking a 16 SCU and turning it into 4 8 SCUs, right? No, 2 8 SCUs or 4 SCUs.
which Villain
think I
actually
have that math
outlined
right.
in one of his videos, his quality of life video. That was one of the things he wanted to see. So Villain, you
Yeah.
must have felt happy to see that
Yeah.
being worked on.
I was somewhat happy they mentioned that it's work in progress, but there is like I think what they're saying from what I got, it's gonna be a dev tool to allow them to rescale this up, not necessarily for players to do it. In the
No, they
thing.
mentioned
I
you
think
would pay to
eventually,
get it done.
Yeah.
which would be amazing. Yeah, that's like that was the positive thing. Very few positives I got from the last stream, at least for me.
No,
Yeah, it's
they
you're gonna have to pay a
specific.
fee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they specifically said it was going to be a player feature. What they were saying was that as devs, they have to cater the missions to the average SCU
Yeah.
size of a player, which is 8 SCU. And this was a quality of life feature that Elliot suggested because if you're in a starter ship, you can't necessarily, although you might have 8 SCU space, it might not fit the 8 SCU shape. And so
Yes.
it was going to be a paid feature where you pay a fee to have your boxes repacked into smaller boxes. I think it's quite a
Yeah,
small
it'll be
fee. So it is
good.
genuinely is supposed to be a player feature. When it's going to come in, probably 2028.
Yeah, Elliot was full of surprises in the podcast. For the mining side of things, because I'll leave the salvage for you to explain, Villain. But for the mining side of things, he really surprised me on some of the missions he explained. Like, for instance, the one that I kind of hoped he was going in the direction, and he actually is, which is you'll work for like Shubin Interstellar, which is a mining guild, and they'll give you one of their mining claims to go mine at and get their resources and bring it back to them. So it's like you don't have to refine it in the future. That's the type of missions I hope is coming to mining. And it's like, that's cool. You'll be able to mine at their mining claim and then bring it back to them and deliver that mining material to them. So it's like, we're going to see those missions in the future. And they talked about how industrial is going to be the whole surrounding point for crafting. So there's a lot into it. I don't want to say it all. I want to share. I'll let some of you guys speak.
And what about you, Villain, on salvage? Kind of your thoughts and takeaways from that.
I was a little bit disappointed when it came to salvage.
Really?
All right.
Yeah, so I will get there. I see not. So how even to like say it's like overall what they want to do it in the future. It's fine. It's the thing right now. So I want more complexity when it comes into salvaging compared to like mining and salvaging, two different things. So I want to salvaging be more complex, and the complexity would start with getting there. Okay, we need to siphon the fuel first because if we don't, the ship can blow up. And they said, yeah, we don't want to do that, and at least at the moment, so we can encourage people go, scoop up and refine fuel, which I get that. But overall, salvaging is gonna take a hit, at least for like a short to mid-range kind of thing. So the complexity in salvage, it's not gonna go anywhere even close what I want. At least 2 years.
Yeah,
That's why I'm kind of
they
disappointed.
even mentioned the comparison between the two gameplay loops, mining and salvage, is that mining is more concentration based, whereas salvage is cozy gameplay, which right now is fine. But I agree. I would like salvage to be more intricate in your approach. You can't just show up and beam a vehicle and then leave. You need to think about, okay, how am I gonna salvage this without it, one, blowing up in my face, two, in a way that I'm going to yield high quality materials, and three, is this wreck too damaged to get high quality materials, or should I leave this wreck and search for one that's in better condition where the metals that I extract are a higher quality for crafting?
Yeah. So the closest thing they kind of alluded to when it comes to salvaging was breaching charges for the ships, right? I was like, okay, cool. If they give us this in next year, at least there's, we're going to give a way to access the ships kind of thing. It's like, yeah, we're thinking about it. We're not working on it. Okay, next 2 years then. And that's why I was kind of disappointed a little bit in this.
I liked how they talked
into-
about the mission that we've mentioned 1,000 times, which is the dynamic mission where when you leave a ship, it'll spawn a mission for you to do a cleanup, whether it's destroyed or not. I like that they thought the edge case is that it's not going to be every ship, but it'll be a certain one that falls into a certain type of criteria. So I thought that was actually really.
I actually
really
think
cool.
maybe they should start it that way, where it's not every ship. But I think once the game fills out with players, fingers crossed, they might actually be able to do that with every ship. Because if you have, let's say, because the aim is to have tens of thousands of players on at the same time, right? If you have 10,000 players on a shard, a ship blows up, and let's say let's say an eighth of those players, even an eighth of them are salvagers. It's quite a lot of players, That's like 1,250 people looking for salvage missions. So feasibly, you could have every ship become a salvage mission, and that would take care of server cleanup because people would be doing those missions because that's their role in the server. I do think, of course, to begin with, it shouldn't be that because we need to test it out first, make sure that they're going to have players keep up with the amount of wrecks there will be. But I do think it's feasible, thinking about how many players might be filling the career of a salvager.
I think maybe they, like, in my head at least, I think they just maybe said this a little bit incorrectly. I'm thinking, like, if any ship like crashes in the middle of nowhere, like a mountain or somewhere, right? This one stays and is gonna get mission generated for it. I think it's more like if you've got a big battle over maybe a small outpost with landing stuff, and the ship's gonna start falling on it and clattering the stuff, on there. I think more they're gonna be like, those are gonna be like the priority ones. They're gonna be start wiping, so people actually can land and use,
Yeah.
Well, that's how it is
fuel and
already.
stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm thinking that's more what they're saying. So if it's like too much, maybe in one place they might be wipe a couple of them, or very popular places which they for.
I still think having them all be salvage missions would still work because you still have all the players cleaning them up. I just think.
Your point,
yeah.
Mormon. I feel like it is feasible and possible, especially when they bring in something like level instancing. So, like, imagine you have a bunch of ships in the open PU, but then when it gets dynamically changed into a mission, it becomes a level instance instead. So that when someone shows up in that area, now they're like separate from the PU, but they could do the cleanup. And
So more dynamic server meshing, just having a server for that group of wrecks. Yeah, no, that would work. That would be a cool way of doing it. But that's a lot of server power as well. So there's a lot to think about there. But definitely think it's feasible, and that would be a way of doing it, I think, Maddie, as well. So I do see a point there. But right, we're 15 minutes in. Let's go through the clip notes so we can move forward. Because otherwise we will stay here forever. Forever. Okay, so in regards to crafting and industrial gameplay loop, crafting and inventory will be... Oh. Sorry. My friend is asking about the stream. That was strange. I've never had a message come up like that before. It's supposed to be hidden on this, but it came up on the screen. Luckily, it wasn't my special chat. What? Right. Yeah, so crafting and inventory will be on tech preview this week. So it might even be tonight.
Today.
I'll have to check that. Is it today?
I checked it, and it should be today, and it should be over the weekend if everything goes good. So.
Okay, so I'll have some updates on that by next podcast.
Yay.
Long-term, all-industrial gameplay will tie into crafting. Matt and Maddie will be happy to hear. Base building, the full loop will connect player-driven industry crafting and base building. Basically, that just means that Maddie will need a salvager a villain will need a miner. I will need them both. We're all going to have to depend on each other to craft and base build efficiently, which is great.
Crafting will be the foundation for it all.
It's an interdependence created within an org. We actually spoke about that a couple of weeks ago as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Of that kind of dynamic. We've got miners, salvagers, refiners, and other roles will all contribute to complete player-to-player gameplay loop. Ship-based refining will not be part of the first crafting release. Material quality and refining depth will come later. I think that's good because they get to test out the core system for crafting and then add in what appropriately. Mission variety and mission givers
will be different from station refining. So
yes, they also mentioned that normal refineries will change too. So we'll see how that pans out. So the current missions are foundational and focused on testing features at the moment. More variety is planned, including corporations like Shubin requesting specific mining contracts, the return of mission givers like Rico Battaglia with scouting style contracts. Okay, cool. It'd be nice to see physical mission givers again. We don't get enough of those. Thank you, Scarlet Sins. Oh, that's my friend. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And Sins is a fellow American Maddie as well. You guys might need to salute each other. I don't know what you guys do.
Hello there, brother.
Secret handshake. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just extremely long and unnecessarily long handshakes. So, same location delivery missions, such as working inside distribution centers, are in development. You could deliver containers from one wing to another. That's an interesting one. And I feel like that's something you could do within your org. You could even give like your peons, like, oh, we need this cargo moved over to the shipyard. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, your new members. Villain obviously is he's above those missions, which is why he made faces when I mentioned it.
It's I don't know. I don't think they're good missions.
But remember, Villain,
that's all.
This is a game about scaling. So
I know
there needs to be these smaller missions. Then those missions expand.
That they talk about the carrier missions where you like have to bring people specific items and stuff like that. Like where you pick up an item and have to bring it somewhere. So it'd be cool if you're picking it up from a mission giver, like an actual person, and then giving it to another person. That'll be cool instead of like grabbing it out of a box dispenser and putting it in a box dispenser.
You gotta move those hardcore drugs. Them weevil eggs.
I can understand, like, they don't really... If you move box from left wing to right wing, make no sense. If you, let's say, landing in mining outpost, right? And they're like, oh, there's like, you going down to that mine, you drive it, like, vehicle, something, into the mine, like in the cave, and there's something mining there. It's like, oh, you need to move them up. Okay, kind of start making sense. You're helping them to hauling this out. You unload them in there, and they're like, oh, you know what? We need to move this to orbit. You want to do that as well? You on the ship?
I would contest this.
Why? Okay, go for it. Why?
I'm not saying the mission that you're saying won't make sense. I'm saying that moving things from one wing to another would still make sense. Because in an actual factory, in an actual complex where you have cargo and you have containers, you do have to move things from one place to another. It's called organization. So maybe it shouldn't be one item, but a group of items, in which case they need to create some more ground vehicles capable of moving them. But the idea of moving things from one place to another on a large complex, particularly distribution centers, does make sense. And for people who like role play, they might want to be, you know, an employee at Sakura or Shubin, and so they do make sense. They're just not your thing. But I get what you're saying. I understand your allergy to these kinds of missions. I understand why they're
point A to point B.
But it's a real thing.
Take it out of the factory to the place where ships would actually grab it and take it out. It's like a
but you will not advertise a job. See this one box, move this burrito from here to there, we're gonna pay you. I'm like, no, just someone working there will do it, right?
Well,
And if you want to move more, then you actually like advertise it for people to actually like come in and do it.
I do want that Find My Keys mission that Jared talked about.
No.
And the keys are like right there.
they need some Easter eggs in there, Villain. It's a game thing. You got to have them in there. But like, I agree with you, Villain, in terms of you could make those so much more interesting. Like, you've got the forward operating bases, mining facilities around that. When STAR-CXVZ comes in, for example, you could have those kinds of missions. So I definitely agree with you. There could be more interesting varieties of those missions, but I also don't agree that the mission of just moving things from point A to point B within the facility don't work, because there will be people out there that just want to just chill out.
They need to make them interesting. That's the most important part, right? And make sense. Interesting and make sense.
But that's what I'm saying. They do make sense.
Well, maybe this is the start.
But they're not interesting. You've got 50% of the whole thing.
That's hard. That's Star Citizen.
See, guys, what I need to deal with, guys. You see this?
Yeah, but
So go on, Maddie.
Such a large scale structure, so it's good to start on something like that with this. Grab it from point A and bring it to point B in like a same vicinity, and then like when they do, like Mormon talked about the STAR-CXVZ, and there's a cluster of locations really close by, then they can expand on those missions and be like, bring the stuff from the distribution center out to the refinery station that's like across the way, and then maybe you got to drive on this road to go there or whatnot. Because it seems like they're trying to incorporate, with these distribution center missions, seems like they're trying to incorporate the small vehicles that they have made, like the little small pickup truck vehicle and a couple of the other cargo vehicles that they've made, like ground vehicles for us to use. So it seems like they're really trying to fix that ground vehicle scenario. Sorry, Mormon.
It's okay. You could also make those simpler missions a bit more interesting, Villain, because there are distribution centers all over the place, owned by different companies. Some companies might have better security than others. Some might have no security, because there are distribution centers on Hurston that are ran by, illegal groups, right? So they may be more susceptible to pirating. So you might be moving a couple of boxes from point A to point B. The way to make those interesting is the different risk levels of those facilities.
I was thinking that more interesting would be like the highly explosive, so you need to watch out so you don't clip anything so before they blow up, or maybe they're radioactive, or maybe they're livestock or something like that. Make it more interesting than moving the same box from left to right.
Cynthia, I know you were trying to message me privately there and mock me, but your messages show up on my desktop. You may as well just send that in Twitch.
Put it in chat.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, and just small segue there. You know, the only one vehicle that actually carries the cargo, the orange Argo thing.
Yes.
I don't know what's M7. That one
CSV.
should have 8 ACU instead of 4 on it. I know. I know this is like.
I think their plans is to make a bigger one. I think that was the start, to make a small one, and then their plans is to make a bigger.
One thing that I would love to see is the what's it called? The small pointless vehicle that does cargo, like a forklift truck.
Mule.
The mule, that's the one. So it's got that one SU slot at the back. I've spoken about this before with someone. I can't remember who it was. But it would be great if they made like a GravLev trailer that had a 1SU module attachment, and you back the mule up, and instead of a box, that attachment slots into that 1SU slot, and so the trailer is now attached to the mule, and that trailer could carry 32 to 64 SCU, and that could be facility gameplay, moving those things from point A to point B. You're saying you want more interesting gameplay, and then when someone suggests you roll your eyes.
I agree. No. I agree.
I love these ideas.
I already thought about this instead of taking a mule, because I think mule needs a whole rework. I was thinking, the Atlas chassis for like ballista and what's the other?
Well, the point of the mule is that it's small. That's why I was suggesting that be like a tow truck. The ballista is a military grade thing.
Yeah. Remove the back thing, slap the big, make it 18-wheeler or something. Like you can put like a lot on this, so you can maybe drive from like outpost to outpost kind of thing as well.
Yeah. I was more just trying to make the mule more useful, and you could also that trailer could be attachable to a lot more other things as well. So it would just
That'll be cool.
add a bit of diversity to cargo moving on the ground. Anyway, let's move. We're doing that thing where we just hyper focus on one point and then not moving on. Intro missions. Just move straight into it. So new industrial missions, new mining and salvage missions allow players to retrieve specific items. Players can complete objectives through mining, salvaging, purchasing commodity, or piracy if profitable. So I like this one because it opens up the kind of gameplay you can kind of interact with, despite what kind of mission it is. So villains feeling particularly lazy one day, you can just wait for someone to try and drop something off at a landing zone and steal their stuff. All right. Well, it looks like we have a break. We have an ad break going on for some people. We'll hold off just a moment. Actually, we'll carry on if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, carry on. No, I like this. For me, the biggest thing is they can choose what they need to complete the mission. That's the biggest thing. So they can create more.
They're giving you options, more options to get the goal done. So they're giving the freedom to the player to choose in which direction he wants to take. So.
Yeah. So like when they find them, you go and salvage Moth instead of pulling out once. You pull out the quantum drive. The next time you might need to pull the shield out, right, Mormon?
Yeah. Why are you hinting at me? I don't understand.
We try to move this stuff out of Moth.
Yeah. Got you. I think those missions only request size 1 and 2 though, because you can't move size 3, which I think actually needs to change. To be honest, but that needs fixing. I don't think
some contracts will require specific weapons or ship modules. So
that's actually referring to that.
Weapons would be easier because you can externally grab
they're
them.
all on the outside. So much easier to access.
Because I don't know, Maddie, if you saw us trying to take the stuff out of the side of Moth, there's only one component you can take out from the ship.
Yeah, you can't remove radar. You can't remove life support. They're just fixed into the ship.
And then coolers, power plant, and something else is just too big as well.
Too big, size 3. So you can't move them. So it's just a quantum drive.
Dude,
just the quantum drive.
It was so bad.
Well, it's because Maddie, on the video, they made this big hoo-ha about saying, "Oh, we widened all the doors to make sure he can remove components." So we're doing this live kind of first impressions of the Moth. And to our horror, only one of the components is movable, and it barely fits through the doors. So
it took us half an hour. Half an hour to take it out and put back in.
It was because it would get caught on invisible geometry the entire time, so we had to keep repositioning the box just to get it through one door, and then it would be the next door for 10 minutes, and the next door for 10 minutes. They did not succeed in their goals.
I hope they perfect it for the ball.
So intro missions for mining and salvage are available for onboarding, and feedback is being collected to improve them. I hope within those missions they kind of integrate a tutorial. Like little pop-ups around because I understand why there's not just this one tutorial for the beginning of the game, because there's going to be so much information to absorb. But if the onboarding missions have a tutorial integrated into them, which you can toggle in the settings, I want tutorials, I don't want tutorials, that means they can split their tutorial correctly. Because if I never interact with mining and then maybe 3 years in, I'm like, you know what, I might try some mining. I go to the onboarding mission, I get a tutorial at the time it's appropriate for me. You know?
I think,
does that make sense?
Yes, that does. And I think they're probably going to do it with a mission giver in that sense. I feel like because they talked about how their onboarding mission is going to give you a small mining ship. So it's like you probably would go to someone like the Shubin Interstellar person and they're like, oh, have you ever done mining before? And if you choose yes or no, then it's like, yes. They're like, okay, so you're familiar with it. And if you choose no, then it probably puts you like in that tutorial style mission to give you the bearings of like a mining ship and how it works and stuff like that to help a player.
Yeah.
I
We are
think
half an
what's
hour in.
Yeah, it's fine. We're
should-
doing well. We're doing well.
Okay,
The
okay.
biggest thing in here, it should be based on the rep. And if you've got 0 rep with mining or whatever, they're like, oh, it just pops out. You've got no rep on this. You want to do tutorial kind of thing. And then if you do have a rep, then you unlock stuff like maybe blueprints or items for industry.
Yeah, I see your point. Personally, I feel like the opening missions would be the best place to situate these tutorials, just because in those 3 years that I've not engaged with mining, I might have helped out a friend or two in mining and could have built some rep by mistake. And those tutorial pop-ups may have come out at inappropriate times if it's tied to the rep. So I do think it'd be more appropriate to tie it to the opening missions, so that when I'm ready to engage with that career fully, that's when I get the tutorials. If I'm doing it with a friend like Maddie, he's very good at telling people how to mine. He'll tell me how to do it. But when I engage with it on my own terms, then the tutorials pop up for the first time, assuming my tutorial toggle is switched on. I do think that'll be the most appropriate way. I do see what you mean about the rep. I just think there's always a risk that they're going to come up at an inappropriate time, and when I actually need them, they're not there. So, yeah. Right. So, mission variety. I think we kind of covered. I've gone too far.
Wincy top up on this, right? Even if you, let's say, do your missions, tutorial and stuff like that, and then let's say you crank up your rep to a certain level, but like 18 months later, you're doing a second time action mining and you don't remember, there should be option for it. You're like, I just kind of want to click on tutorial again.
Well, maybe you could just redo the opening. Like maybe the opening mission is always available. Yeah. And if you needed to refresh, you just go back to the opening mission. But yeah, no, but definitely, because you do take breaks from gameplay loops, and a refresh is probably a good idea. Right, the dynamic and support missions. I think we've already touched on this a little bit, but plans exist for dynamically generated salvage missions for abandoned ships that not every ship will qualify. It will depend on where the ship is and if it's a nuisance. So that's probably in relation to what you were saying about the landing areas and things like that. Towing ships to wreck sites of the SRV is planned, but what I remember from the videos, they said that there's a few edge cases and the towing through Quantum is still bugged and not really working. Trash cleanup missions are intended because Chris is adamant that everything in the game is going to be a mission. There's that face from Villain again. He hates the menial tasks.
I call bullshit on this, right? I'll explain you why. Okay, right?
Okay.
You eat a hot dog or you open the MRE, the thing disappears. The only thing doesn't disappear is every single bottle. Okay, at this point, you may as well just make the bottles disappear, reduce the strain on the servers, and everyone's happy.
I have one rebuttal for you, sir. Are you ready?
No, I don't want to listen to your load. No, go for it.
Yeah, okay.
Get them. I mean, they did talk about that they're going to add that to the trash can, so if you throw it in the trash can,
rebuttal.
Yes, I want to use that. Yeah, I want to use the Raptor.
That was or was not an April's Fool kind of thing.
Originally, but they did state they were going to put it in the game.
It has the coolest name. It's the Raptor.
Imagine, Villain, you're on a station and there's just a Raptor to the side and it's only accessible if you take the mission. So you're bored waiting for your... let me finish. Stop with the villain faces. So you're bored whilst you're waiting for your org to arrive late, which our org always arrives late to activities, let's be honest. You take the mission, get in the Raptor, and you have the time of your life cleaning up bottles whilst you're waiting for your org members. You've already got your armor. It's going to take them half an hour to arrive. You got like a free go-kart you can use. Are you telling me that you wouldn't have a little bit of fun while you were waiting for your org mates?
my rebuttal to your rebuttal, we're not allowed to use tractor beams in public areas because we cannot be trusted with it. And you want to give us heavy machinery? Come on, man.
Yes.
I have a rebuttal to your rebuttal against my rebuttal. That is a placeholder restriction, and you know that. So that is a weak argument.
No.
If I hurt someone, I will get arrested in the finished version of the game when the AI is AIing, which it currently is not.
Actual law system,
What
yeah.
if you drive this thing, you jump out, and then you're not in the vehicle, and vehicle kills someone? Then
I just want to point out
not
here.
liable.
He's against these missions, not because they're bad missions and not fun, but because he doesn't like doing the dishes at home.
I cannot argue against that. That's legit.
That's hilarious.
But I prefer them spending time on something reasonable.
Well, yeah.
More fun.
Again, it could be one of those. Yes, but it could be one of those mess around things that you just get to do whilst you're waiting for someone. I'm not suggesting this should be a mainline quest that you do in the game. I'm saying you're waiting for your org mates. They have a reputation for being like hours late, and you've done all the stuff you need to do to prep, so you just have a bit of fun. And maybe you run over a few people. Maybe you get arrested. Who knows?
Oh yeah, because that's gonna help out when you get arrested for the whole org thing. Yeah, just so guys, I got arrested for 4 hours. Just wait for me there.
I have impulse control. Every time I put you in a turret, you shoot everything you see.
That's what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yeah, not when we're at the station. Right. Anyway, let's
go back to
go forward. All right.
It's going well.
So refueling missions are coming this year. Starfare gameplay improvements are planned. Refueling AI NPCs with possible hostile encounters, depending on location. Systems have defined different security levels, such as Stanton being high security, Pyro being low, and the intended security and consequences systems are not fully implemented yet. So if you do run over someone with the Raptor villain or hit them with a tractor beam, you'll get in trouble. All right? Right there. Well, not in Pyro. In Pyro, you still can't use your tractor beam in Pyro, which I find hilarious. Even the cutthroat gangs are like, whoa, slow down there.
Not allowed.
Chill, bro.
I like all of this, especially the bit Starfire and the refueling is gonna get some love. That's like it's been broken for so many years now. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
They need more refueling ships. Well,
one's coming, but yes, they do. The only thing I've got here, if you're already working on this, why would you not work on the option if the ship is destroyed or something, you can siphon the fuel out from it? That's the only thing I didn't get. Like, if you're already working on it, may as well just add this Libet thing in it.
I think because they haven't added in the coolant and the power drain system, you know what I'm talking about, where batteries get drained and they got to be recharged. I feel like that's one of the systems that's probably needed for something, because it says they were talking about it's not a focus, so they weren't saying that they're not going to do it. I just think they're waiting for some other stuff, and then they can actually work on how the fuel siphoning will work, like what actually sucks the fuel out of a ship. Because I do agree with you. I would like that in salvaging. Like, that's one of the edge cases, the fire and brimstone, like Mormon likes to say.
Refueling does currently work. I'm not sure that's what would be holding it back. Maybe a part of it, particularly if maybe the refueling ship also has the ability to recharge the ship's battery and things like that if the power plant's failed. That'd be a really cool system. But I think probably what's holding it up is either the docking tech, because we all know how reliable that is, constellation, actual docking collars, things like that. And I think the AI as well, if you're planning to implement AI missions, what's to stop the AI from doing barrel rolls while you're trying to dock your fuel thing? You're just like, please just stay still.
Stop, Jinx.
Always exciting things, Jinx. Always exciting.
But the only thing is they're actually working on the docking thing with Iron Chad already. So they might just add it into it.
Well, there's been a lot of improvements on the docking stuff, so I feel like it'll come over time. I did like that they say scooping gas from clouds and atmospheres and then refining it into fuel. So
Yeah, that's actually been planned from the beginning of the game, and a lot of ships can do that. It's just not here yet. But yeah, hydrogen scooping has been a thing that's been conceptualized from the beginning. It's definitely something that they've wanted to do. But Jinx, we're trying to go through the quick 10-minute update at the beginning of every podcast.
We're 45 minutes in.
The podcast started at 6:30, and we still have 4 sections to cover. So, as you can see,
let's go.
Yeah. It's because me and Villain specifically are butting heads on a few things. If you rewind the tape, you'll be able to experience the head butting. It's been quite funny, actually. And Maddie's just been enjoying watching the brawl.
Yes.
Not even being the peacekeeper, he's just sitting.
Yes, I am.
Sitting back. Yeah, it's supposed to be a 10-minute update at the beginning, Cynthia. But this is quite, to be honest, this is quite a meaty subject, so it's not a surprise that it's taken so much time up. Right, let's try and get through these, because the actual subject of this is meaty in itself, and we're not going to have much time left. So let's fast track through this. Play-to-play refueling improvements are planned. Fuel siphoning is not a focus. The focus is on scooping gas from clouds and atmosphere and refining it into fuel. Reputation progression will unlock more than AUEC. It's a much requested feature, so you actually get blueprints, armors, ships, things like that. The system is designed but depends on supporting features coming online over time, which is nice to see. They actually have that ready. For cargo, players will be able to repackage mission cargo into different container sizes for a fee. Current mission boxes are average sized between 4 and 8 SCU due to system limitations. Handheld items, 1 SCU carry boxes, and large delivery crates are differentiated in the missions. That's the courier missions where you're delivering specific items. Multi-crew and gameplay depth. Multi-crew impact has improved, particularly for mining. The mining the same rock with separate ships increases stability, while multi-crew ships allow better coordination. Would you say that's actually made a difference to how people approach mining, Maddie?
Yes, because right now, the way it works, it kind of works like that already, but...
well, yeah, they're saying this is what they've already done. This is saying they've already done this.
Yeah, it works like that with every laser. The more lasers you put on it, the more instability it causes. Now they're talking about that a multi-crew ship, no matter how many lasers you put on it, will keep the instability the same, which I hope that is...
That's what they're saying. That's already in with the mole. If you're mining one rock with 3 lasers on the mole, it increases stability marginally. If you have multiple prospectors, it decreases stability.
Yes.
Quite a lot, but that's already in. They're just. My question is, do you feel that's affected your approach to mining?
It kind of does. It affects your approach to how you approach a rock, especially if it's Quantanium. It's kind of like risky to have a bunch of prospectors try to crack it because the instability is going to go through the roof. It's easier when you approach it with a mole. Yeah, it does play that depth in there. So like you have to really think about it when you are choosing to mine certain materials in this game.
Yeah,
there is a way to mitigate. If you're flying 3 small ships, you can put attachment to mitigate the instability.
Yeah, there's gadgets.
But you need to then build your rig slightly different when you go out, which is great because you need to know about it and you need to change stuff. It makes sense.
Villain is sounding jealous of this gameplay loop.
Yes, exactly. 100%. Why we don't have this in salvaging? This is what I want.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. They're going towards that more. I just feel like there's some things that aren't in the game yet that require salvaging to be more in depth like that. And I feel like
I was
when
hoping the fuel.
comes in, that's
That's why I was hoping the fuel would be one of those things you need to go in, siphon the containium and hydrogen out first, so reduce increase stability of the ship, so you can mine easier. Then you need to go and put breaching charges on the door, so you can open the map and go inside, and maybe turn off the power and stuff like that, right? Just make it more, I don't know, in-depth kind of thing. But they're like, nah, salvaging is fine, and they just moved on. It's like, God damn it.
Right. The last section is quality of life and features. A clear buffer button is planned. This is for salvaging, because you have that little bit left over and you can't really do anything with it. You need to be able to get rid of it. Ship manifest is planned but not actively in development. So that's like being able to look what's actually on your cargo grid with a live feed. And the station refinery gameplay will evolve with a new refinery system in the future. It will also be different than the ship-based refining. We don't really know any details about this, but we finally got through the update section. Woo! Yeah, exciting!
Victory! Woohoo!
This is the stuff that you've missed, Jinx. Just getting stuck on information from here, just because there's so much in here. A quick coverage is the current sub-event. This isn't really the main focus at the moment, which is the Red Festival for the Chinese New Year. You can get yourself a rat challenge coin. You can get red packages in-game and sell them for money. There's a competition for best screenshots themed around a rat, the year of the rat. There's going to be a lot of people crouching in pyro stations taking a picture next to rats. And then you've got some red and gold themed skins for the majority of ships in the game. So nothing amazing, just like stuff you can get.
To be fair, there is like a lantern. They've got the like a Chinese kind of lantern, paper lantern thing. I think this is one of the best kind of, I don't know,
decorations
they actually came up with so far, at least for me, which is pretty cool.
Right, now onto the actual subject of the stream, which is
5 minutes late.
Which are basically, we're talking about gold standard and other definitions of ships that have been left behind in the development of Star Citizen. And it is one of the biggest frustrations in the game, because we have some amazing looking ships that do not have things that they should definitely have at this point. Yes. I do have a definition of gold standard here, but it might be better just to watch the clip that I have already loaded up to review what CIG define as a gold standard ship in 2026. You guys ready? Let's just check that this sound is, it's keyed in. Okay.
And then we're working on a big engineering doc to release alongside 4 or 5 that'll help explain a bunch of the fundamentals and stuff. So we're all shooting to get this out before the end of the year. So we're going to do our best. We've talked about making all the new ships, talked about, the choice between backlog stuff and whether there are still also, there's this other class of stuff. There are still flight ready ships who are still needing their gold standard. Their gold standard. So let's explain what the gold standard is real quick. And if you're so inclined, give me a list of what ships are getting their gold standard in 2026. I know it's a when question, but
and then I can't get in trouble.
I'm gonna push for it. I want to know what ships get their gold standard next year.
So gold standard, I mean, it's a term that kind of gets thrown around a lot, but for me, it's about if we were releasing that ship today, making sure.
Before we continue with this is one of my biggest grievances with these explanations, is there's no standard for the definitions that they come up with. He literally just said, gold standard for me is this.
Just adjust the, definition later. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Has all the features, all the functionality of a ship that we are releasing that's brand new. So really, it's going through and just kind of like, ticking off all of its components, its physical items, the different interactions, making sure the metrics are correct, and it's really just kind of bringing it up to the gameplay experience that a more modern ship would have. It's less about kind of making like stylistic changes for the just because you can. I think there's something to be said for kind of keeping a ship's history. Now we have obviously over the last 10 years or so things have improved in how we kind of create the ships. So we do tend to go in and make some material changes. We might relight it and do those sort of things. But I don't really want to go in and take away like the kind of core DNA of a ship. If we're going that far, then I think we may as well do a Mark II or a Mark III or whatever it might be. But for me, gold standard is just bringing it up to the kind of the functionality that we would if we were kind of releasing it today.
Okay.
So basically, they don't really know what gold standard is.
I would just say the ship needs to have accessible all of the components and fixable, right?
Yeah.
I think that more or less where we should be with the older ships.
The community's understanding of gold standard is physicalized components, so you can remove and put them back, repair them, engineering system being implemented on the ship, an updated interaction system, so physical buttons, things actually moving on the ship, as well as storage and logistics, working ship inventories, weapon racks, and suit lockers, damage and wear on the ship, which will include Maelstrom.
Suit lockers, man, we're way too far, man. Like 2 years away.
Gameplay system integration. Does it work with the current systems in the game? Visual and technical overhauls, implementing the renderer, which I think by standard now all ships are integrated into the Vulkan renderer. Otherwise, they would not appear in the game. A future requirement would be the safety features of any ship, which is ejection seats and escape pods. Now, ejection seats are in, but escape pods aren't. That is 4 years away at least. I don't think that's going to come in anytime soon.
Ejection seat like the 50% workable. If you're in gravity, you still don't.
Yeah. So right now, ejection seats. You can eject from your ship before it blows up. Great. It's fantastic. But after that, if as Villain said, if you're in atmosphere, you don't have a parachute. So you've escaped the blowing of a ship, but you still fall to the ground and break your legs, back, hips, head, and neck, and arms, and life. So, is it really an ejection seat, or is it just another death contraption that CIG have inserted into the game?
See, this is the other thing. The slight thing is, they already have got the tech to fix this because they've got the jetpacks in Tiki Tiki and the Geo and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I like it.
So slap the jets thing to the seat and just use that for landing, right?
Yeah, just so because Cynthia and Jinx do not know anything about Star Citizen.
No, about the Tiki Tiki. It's called the ICT.
Yeah.
No, it's called Tiki Tiki.
So this is what they're talking about. It's basically a mech suit with guns on it, and it has a jetpack. It's not a fully functional jetpack. It basically only makes you go up and down. The moment you leave the ground, you have no directional control other than up.
But the most important thing is it slows you down.
Yes, yeah.
When you fall, right?
That wasn't a disagreement with you. I was just saying it's not like a fully functional jetpack. It's just a jump pack. But I agree, having that on the chair where you get 5 shots of like limited fuel. So as the chair falls, you go. That would work. Yeah. That'd be fine. Yeah, I agree.
And if you miss it, and if you use it up too early, it's your own fault. It kills you at that point. But if you can land it, then yeah.
I think that'd be a really good mechanic actually, because there's skill in survival.
No.
Well, almost mech suits in space, because you can't use this in space. There's mech suits on planets in space. Yeah, but I do hope
you can take up to space and then you can use them in a ship.
Yeah,
Technically.
Yeah, I suppose. It would be good if they brought an EVA variant of a mech suit out. That would be pretty cool.
Oh,
Salvage variant
Yeah.
with EVA capabilities.
that'll be cool.
Right. So here is not all, but a large selection of ships that, based on this criteria, are not very Evangelion. Yeah. Are not gold standard according to that criteria. Even the Carrack, which does have its physicalized components, isn't fully gold standard right now because it doesn't have all of its functionality. The power plants, the physical power plants, aren't in the right place. They have teleported and merged into the hull of the ship, so you can't actually repair them. So it's closer to its gold standard than a lot of them, but still missing very key features. Tomatoes. Yeah. Same word.
I see the difference. Don't listen to him. I see what you're saying.
Tomatoes. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Sins. It's they're both the same word. I don't understand.
Tomatoes.
No. Tomatoes. It says it right there, Maddie.
Tomatoes.
No. You're validating her point. We don't want to do that. We want to crush it and dismiss it.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I read it. I can't read it any other way.
Say it with me, Maddie.
Or tomatoes.
That's better. Palmer's toes. Right. So, before we kind of go into the nitty gritty of this, which ship on this list, guys, are you the saddest that doesn't have its component? Well, its gold standard.
Caterpillar.
Yeah.
Prospector.
Cutlass.
Oh,
Cutlass
yeah, no, of
Black
course.
is the most often, if you buy a starter game, this is the first stepping stone usually people buy because it's the cheapest, the most accessible, and it's bigger. And that ship should have it at this point.
Yeah, no, I do think that definitely should have gone through its gold standard, especially as popular as that ship is. Another one, the Constellation, and that's going to need a lot of reworking because the hull is so thin in a lot of places. It doesn't have room to backdate the current chassis.
I think it's going to be bigger than Apollo when they finish with it.
It will definitely grow in size. There's just so. Sorry, go ahead, Maddie.
I was just saying, I think with a lot of these older legacy ships, if they're smart, they'll go the route they did with some of these Argo ships that they've come out with, and they put some exterior component accessible points. Because it's so tiny in the inside, I feel like it'd be so hard to put a lot of these components.
I don't like that.
The Connie, I could see them doing it in the Connie and some of those thruster parts, put some of the stuff, or like some of the body parts on the outside. So like you have to actually go out because it's an old school looking ship. It's like you have to go outside and open the component panel and repair the part like that.
It will be unflyable.
In terms of engineering gameplay, I would agree with Villain on this.
I agree too. Like maybe not all parts, but maybe some parts are on the outside and some parts.
Doesn't matter if life support or radar would be outside. It's unflyable.
Can you imagine if life support was on the outside? That would be hilarious.
You already got no life support inside. You may as well open the door and get out.
Yeah, but you're telling me they don't do that in movies where like they always got to go on the outside of the ship to repair something. There can't be a point in the inside of the ship to repair it.
I do think it would be cool. Maybe not the components, but maybe there are wiring sections in the ship that could be damaged on the outside, and you need to take your oxy cutter outside to repair those. That would be cool. I'd be game for that, but I don't think any components should be on the outside of the ship because the whole idea is that you have an engineer that repairs the ship during combat.
So guys, during the combat, you're like, guys, can you just stop here so I can get out and repair our ship? We've been shot at. No, it's fine. Don't worry, guys. I'm just gonna hop over 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes.
Although saying that, Villain, when you're flying the Perseus, you can actually have someone stand just inside the side door on the cockpit and repair the hull as you're fighting.
Zoom into the Connie so that they know what we're talking about too.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the Connie is this beautiful ship here. It's got a few variants.
I think that was one of the first multi-crew ships in the game they put in.
Jinx, you're just saying that because you incite chaos into life, and you enjoy it.
Whether they put some on the outside of the ship or they line it all on the roof. You just look up and there's like power plant and shield generator.
I do think having them in the roof would actually probably work for the Connie, and it wouldn't be too bad either. That would be workable. There are some spaces in the ship already for components. There are some places where they can put them that have been specifically outlined. It's the sizes of componentry that have changed over the years that might be the issue there.
So how I look at the Connie, it's the big, like the closest thing to Connie is going to be the Corsair, right? And the Corsair's got private quarters, just way more space, still cargo, and similar firepower, right? So they need to have something similar. And this is supposed to be a better manufacturer than Drake anyway, as well, right?
However, Drake is to sell to the civilians.
True.
So the Corsair was designed for a small crew. So those private rooms, compared to the RSI, which is a military brand, and their ships are generally crafted for military purposes, they would bunk together. They wouldn't have private quarters. And based on the usage of the Andromeda, the Aquila, the Taurus, a big portion of the ship is the missile silo, which is a lot of missiles. Yes. And cargo.
Only Andromeda. Andromeda's got a lot of missiles.
That's true. Sorry, yeah. The Andromeda has a large missile silo. The Taurus is focused mostly on the cargo grid.
Aquila,
I've never been on one.
Exploration, so it's got the bigger tanks, and the Phoenix is luxury yacht kind of thing. So it's like,
Yeah. I'd say the most used one is the Andromeda and the Taurus. No one really uses the Aquila or the Phoenix.
Phoenix people sometimes do because we've got PDC or so on the back. That's why.
The one PDC.
Dude, that could be good.
So dumb. You just stay underneath the ship. That's all you need to do. You should get a Gladius and you just stay underneath and to the back and you're fine. But yeah. So I think the most egregious thing that I witness, there's a specific group of ships where this happens, is where they release ships in the current state of the game.
Oh, yes.
I think you know where I'm going to zero in on here, don't you?
Yeah.
And they present it as being, an up-to-date ship. And I'm going to go slowly in here so you guys can join me in my fixation. And they don't add components. They don't add storage. And this ship, what ship could I be talking about? Who knows?
Really?
This ship is one of the most popular ships in the game. And they haven't got it to gold standard. They haven't added the stuff.
I'm not actually so angry about this one. I'm talking about the one top right corner. If you scroll.
This one?
The Idris.
Yeah. Well, that one I understand because that's going to be gold standard when Squadron comes out. That's basically already done. Yep. That's here because it's not
$2,000.
Yes. But they released it as a Hail Mary to keep people playing. And people are very aware of that. But it will be gold standard. We know that's getting the gold standard very soon, assuming Squadron launches this year. But you've got there are lots of examples of this. F-8C Lightning, Hail Mary release. Yeah. Same thing. Didn't add any components to it. They just chucked it in. The Stinger. A
lot of the fights were like
a Hail Mary release.
Ooh, that one's brutal. That was
no components. I was looking forward to the ship. No componentry. And you can even see where the components should be. You can see the design is taking that into consideration, and they didn't put it in. When they first released the Wolf, I'm just gonna. It's not.
They fixed that one.
Real money. $2,000, real money.
Yeah, real money. $2,000, real money. Yeah.
In dollars.
Yeah.
Real money, like not Monopoly or anything. Like
I bought mine with store credit, so I already had the money invested in the game. Didn't buy it with fresh money. I have spent that much on the game, to be clear, but it was incremental over a long time. Some people just shell out £2,000 all at once.
Buying the 12 pack or all the time. You know, it just accumulates into a big number. I
Yeah,
have
no,
$400 into it, and that's like
no.
2019.
I know it sounds
Yeah.
crazy, right? But let's say you played this game for like 10 years, right? And you're paying any game, and you're paying like $10 for like cosmetics or something a month or whatever, every so often. It adds up. Instead of they doing this every like a month or so, they're doing every like 4 or 5 months. They buy small ships for like $40-50 or upgrade that one.
Microtransactions. Yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of keeps them building up over time, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So people
was
will
me with
buy the smaller ships over a longer period of time. Some people buy these ships to invest in the development of the game, not even for the ships themselves. I'd say the majority of the time, that's the side that I lean on. I'm trying to fund the game because it is a crowd-funded development, so it needs funding. If no one bought the ships, there wouldn't be a game. And then there are people that buy it because they just want the ship. But either way, as they buy the smaller ships over time, they build store credit. And you can trade these ships in for store credit at any time. So if you've bought 20, 50-pound ships, you've got £1,000 worth of store credit that you can claim back at any time as store credit and trade it in for a bigger ship. So it's not as crazy as it sounds just to say it's $2,000. I think it is crazy to spend all that money in one go, especially if you're in just a normal 9-to-5 job. Totally crazy. Should not do that. Only spend that money if you're rich as hell and you're interested in the development of the game itself.
And still, 40 quid.
40 quid.
Yep. $40.
So
45.
only a small portion. There's over 200 ships in the game, Jinx. So only a small portion haven't got their gold standard. The frustration is that they're being left behind, or they're being introduced in the game without their gold standard. And it doesn't mean that these ships don't work. They just don't work with some of the new systems in the game. They are actively updating some of them currently, and I would agree with you. They should have them to the gold standard before they release new ships. The biggest frustration is the new ships being released that aren't gold standard.
See, Jinx, you're using too much logic, right?
Yeah.
You can get one or the other.
Logic does not belong here, okay? Do not offend the player base with logic. Not okay.
No, you spend the $40, you get the non-gold standard ship, and then you earn all the gold standard ships in game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
To be fair, they did start updating this old stuff now. The Aurora got the gold standard. So they fixed, and they're working on the Hammerhead now, right? So hopefully that's going to be soon. Mm-hmm.
The older ships, I'm completely fine with not being gold standard in the sense that as long as they're actively trying to get them up to date or reworking them, then that's fine. It's when they add new ships like these, this one here, and they don't have them as gold standard. It's a bit of a middle finger to the fan base, if we're being super honest.
See the problem I'm having? They released the Moth, new ship, gold standard. Yep. You've got access to components, and they didn't fix them all, which is exactly the same.
I was just going to get to this rant because I wanted to go on this rant.
That's what doing mine.
They did this the first time with the Fortune. So they bring out the Fortune, the same body as the Prospector. And then they don't do the interior overhaul that they did in the Fortune on the Prospector. And it's super simple to do on that ship too. And then they did the same thing with the Mole. It's like a middle finger to you. It's like, hey, guess what? F you.
Did they have the Fortune have the components? Is that gold standard?
Fortune has components in it.
I think so,
it has full engineering. If I'm not mistaken.
And it's got more interior as well. And it's got
pull the components off. It has the back elevator lift. So there's two entrances on it now. Like on that chassis right there. That body, there's two entrances. There's the front door that you climb the ladder, and then there's the back elevator where you can pull components out and swap the components out. And then you can use the refinery machine. I forget what it's called. What is it called, Villain? The machine where you poop out the boxes when you're refining?
Oh, refiner machine. Oh.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call it the salvage hopper. How about that?
Yeah, the
yeah,
hopper. That's what they call it, the hopper thingy. Yes.
Which,
Oh,
which
I
I
accidentally
understand.
got it right.
No, that's the biggest problem I'm having with them, because I thought the reason for them to go back and fix those ships so they don't lose money and time for it when they fix it, they get a new ship so they can sell it to cover the cost for both of them, but they don't do it, and
Yeah.
it's like, what the
I
fuck?
mean, they've stated that they are going to be updating the mold, but I do agree that they could have probably done them at the same time. It might be a resource thing, to be fair. Like, building 2 ships at the same time alongside each other may take longer.
But they,
To do it quickly, you could probably basically just...
Not when their chassis are pretty much the same.
exactly.
If
Yeah.
it was like a whole like different change out, then yeah. You've seen how they made 3 different interior layouts of the Apollo. 3 different.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
think
telling me
the-
you couldn't do 2, and you came out with 2 of the Apollo, like back to back, 2 different like interior layouts in the inside a little bit.
I
They're
think
a little different.
the biggest
Or they
gripe
were
with the ships having the same chassis is not sharing skins.
Yeah, I don't
And
understand that either.
their logic behind it. I mean, we discussed this last week, actually. But their logic behind it is to say, it shares the same chassis, but it's a different hull.
Yeah, but like,
good
that's
reasoning.
just yeah, no, I get that,
It's
right? But you
marketing.
can
It's marketing.
yeah, you always can melt the skin as well and get something else. Who
Yeah.
cares? But if you get
He's
them all
really
and they
against
come up,
skins.
I don't care. I don't really care about skins. That's what it is, right? But I care about ships. And you've got them all, and then you just come and the moth comes out, which is being upgraded, and there's the same thing, and they didn't fix your ship. That's why I've got have problem with. The same with
Yeah.
Fortune and what's the other one? The
Prospector.
Prospector.
Yeah. Did the Shiv get its gold standard? I didn't think so, because I was thinking like it has pretty much the same hull as the Cutlass. Now that confuses me, because the Cutlass needs gold standard, and I've actually got some pre-made kind of layouts that we can look at in a moment, which we'll kind of look at. But if you look at the Cutlass walls, the hull of the ship, they're very, very thin. There's not any room for components.
No, that there is. If you want to do it, we can talk about this now. Would be maybe
Yeah, we'll move over to it in just a second.
Okay.
I don't think there's enough room. It depends on the size of the components, of course. But if you think about like an actual ship in real life, there needs to be a certain thickness for the armor, the electrical systems, and then the component on top of that. So that's a lot of room to need. So based on the current layout of the Cutlass, I don't think there's enough room. Let's go over to it. I couldn't find an actual layout, so I had to construct it myself. There are doors here.
So see, yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
go ahead.
So see when on the back there, where is the arrow, right? It's more and less, obviously. It's not like exact. I don't know if you aim this exactly.
Try to be as exact as I can.
Okay, cool.
The door's more
see
here.
See the line? Yeah. So see, can you see this?
Yeah, go ahead. Maybe change your color to red so we can see it properly. Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's where you put all your components in.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Is it the same thickness in the Shiv?
No, it's different. So there's plenty of space. You would need to pretty much put most of your components in the back here. That's the first thing, which is fair enough. And they're quite small size. I think size 2 is the biggest one they've got. But the other thing, you need to put engines in here for vertical lift off on both sides.
I think their reasoning is the maneuvering thrusters are what give you the lift at the front.
I don't know if physics would work like that if you hover long enough, but like I think that you should put the smaller ones in there as well.
1 second. Whenever I look at the Cutlass, this is the plane that I think of. This plane hovers as well as flies straight. And the thrusters are more towards the back. You see here.
So all actual real things they've got. Seed. No. So
No,
I think they've got like
got an actual image of the plane. He's like, no, that's an image of the
there's
plane.
wrong.
See the intakes on the front when next to the cockpit is.
Yeah.
There's like a pipe and there's 90
I see
degrees
it.
down. Those are
they actual
jets.
thrusters?
It's supposed to. I think they're typhoons or tornadoes or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got 4 jets actually to keep them alive. The same like F-22, I think, is it the one vertical lifting? So the engine turns 90 degrees, and on that, just behind the cockpit, there opens and there's like an additional jet coming out. So you've got 2 as well.
Yeah, no, I see that. But that still would work with the Cutlass, because if you think about the size of the ship and the size of the actual maneuvering thrusters, comparatively, it's the same situation. Those thrusters aren't exactly massive, are they? The ones producing most of the power are these ones here, and I imagine these are the stabilizations, because you can noticeably see, even on this picture here, that most of the thrust is coming from the rear side of the plane. And it's probably supported, like you say, in some way by those intakes, letting the air go down at the front to stop it from tipping forward. And that's essentially the same as how the Cutlass is set up. I understand what you're saying. It would be nice to have bigger thrusters at the front, for sure.
Just for my peace of mind.
Yeah, just for you. But
just for me. Guys, CHG, just do it for me. That's it.
Yeah. But in terms of real world physics, it is possible to have the thrusters situated in the rear, supported by less powerful thrusters. You know what I mean? Like, it is a feasible thing.
But that goes against the easygoing Drake manufacturing ideas.
This is also true.
It also offends villain.
That's the most important one. But let's skip to the next problem with it.
Okay.
It's the 3 crew member for the ship. It should be 2. So the actual the turret should be remote, the same like it's on Shiv, and put the toilet in the break because it's missing.
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree. That would be a better adjustment. Although I don't want to see manned turrets disappear completely. That would make me sad.
True. Yeah.
Mormon would be sad.
But from, like, if you look... Oh, no. Okay, so the Zeus is 3-person crew on the ship like that, right? Okay. So there are ships, like, because, like, the A1 is 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Starlancer are like 4, apparently.
I don't think that every ship should have this ethos of minimizing crew. Not because it doesn't make sense, but because in real life, manufacturers would make these decisions, distinguishing their ships separately from others. And yes, some focus on efficiency, 2 pilots for turret missiles and a pilot. And then other manufacturers may focus more on the practicality of the ship layout, like cargo. And so maybe they didn't have enough time to implement the electronics required to have the remote seat routed to the co-pilot seat. And so there is an extra seat for the remote turret or whatever. You know, I do like the idea that even though this technology is available, different manufacturers will make different adjustments based on what they're focusing on. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I agree. 2 problems with this. There's no toilet in the ship. 2, Shiv's got the toilet, let's say, and they fixed the problem on the whole this side of the ship. That's
Villain,
the only gripe.
The Cutlass does have a toilet. You open a side door.
Peeing overboard is not really a toilet.
It's an endless toilet. What are you talking about? All right, let's move on from the Cutlass. But yeah, I think I agree with a lot of your kind of suggestions. I didn't realize this entryway was so crowded on the Cutlass. Here's one to look at. This is the Connie, and I've tried to get this as close as possible. You'll notice that the walls on the Connie, and I think, Villain, you would agree that this is a pretty accurate representation of hull thickness versus interior. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very tiny.
Yeah, so the hull thickness versus the interior of the ship is extremely thin. The only places I could fathom fitting any components are the specified locations, which there are some here, kind of on the corners, and I do think that could work. And there's also a specified location.
How big they are as well.
Yes, this is another problem: is that the size of the components are a factor. And then you've got this hallway where the components are kind of sunk into the wall a little bit. There is a section here specified for components, but again, it's the size that's the issue.
The problem is there's not enough depth in there, because the big thing you guys see, like this, it's an engine outside of the main chassis attached to it with like spokes kind of thing, and it's got 4 of them. So there's not really a lot of space in there to actually fit anything. The only thing I was thinking, they can put something in here, extend this a little bit, and put the sized freeze on the end. That would be the easy way. But they need to extend it as well.
They need an oxygen shield on this hole as well. Because on the Connie and not the Taurus, Connie and the Phoenix, I think, there's a ship on the back of both of those ships where the dock's in. And on both of them, when the ship leaves, there's just a gaping hole. There's just a gaping hole in the bottom of the ship. And now they've brought engineering in. That gaping hole means that oxygen will leak out of the ship very quickly.
There's a door in here.
They need an oxygen shield. There is, but are you, villain? Are you going to be careful enough going through the ship to make sure you close one door behind you while the other one opens?
Open all doors button.
And I think Jinx will agree with me here, based on our experience with you as a crew member. And fulfilling specific tasks efficiently on a ship is a very rare occurrence.
Yes, done.
You're a danger, and I know it.
She agrees.
No, you Jinx against me. Wow, you guys suck.
You're a danger.
So another issue which needs to be addressed on the Connie, this can be solved with oxygen shields. I think that would be the most efficient solution. Are the airlocks, which there's another one here. They make no sense.
Remove them altogether.
No. I think the airlock should stay. I think the airlocks, they need to get rid of the top one, because who's going to go out the top of the ship?
If Connie is getting airlock, it's going to be the same airlock like the Perseus have it, or the Apollo has it. It will be exactly the same. I don't think it's going to be any different. Two standardized sizes of docking collar planned. And yes, they need to change the ones on the Connie to ensure that they match a standard that they have themselves stated will be a thing, so that ship-to-ship docking can be a thing. I also think that some ships have the ability to dock to other ships, but ships like the Connie can only be docked with. So I think there needs to be that distinction as well. So, for example... In or out plug.
Yeah, so... For a Connie can't go to an Idris and dock with an Idris, because neither of them have a docking tunnel, right? However, an Apollo or a Triage can dock with either ship, because they have an extendable docking collar that can pass the hull. Because on the current design of the Connie, at least, the nearest a ship can get is here.
What if I throw a spanner into your works?
No.
On the right, you've got extendable. On left, you've got not extendable. So you can connect them.
So essentially, you're saying to shift the cargo bay slightly to the left or right, so you've got room for an extendable docking collar. Because remember, you've got to make room for it.
You can put it back on the end like Apollo has it, right? So you can do it there. And then you've got extendable on the back on the ship, so you can back up into it and then attach. And the ones on the side might be the ones being attached to, kind of thing.
Yeah. Just to clarify as well for those watching, this blue square in the middle is a cargo bay that's recessed into the bottom of the ship. And then the surrounding area is a balcony that you move around. So there's not a lot of room in this section for a docking collar to be there, which is why we're thinking they're either going to have to change the size
Put it
of
in
the
the
ship.
roof.
That's how I feel. It should go on the roof.
Well, the docking
I
collar.
I think
There is a
what they're
docking
gonna
collar
do.
on the roof.
Yeah, there is. It's useless.
No, not the docking collar.
What were you saying?
The docking collar, I feel like just needs to be moved up slightly.
Oh,
That's
so
what the door
Maddie's
opens.
saying all the components should go in between the missile racks, kind of thing.
If
That's
they
what
move
that's
those
what-
blue circles, I can paint it out here.
You mean here?
Yes.
That would work.
Yeah.
It would cramp that front section a bit, but it would mean you have a bit more room to create a more traditional docking collar. So that could
Yeah.
work. You still need to change a few things, but yeah, I can see that.
I think how they should start looking at the ship is looking at the Taurus, not Taurus, the Phoenix as a baseline. So you've got actual living space in that space in the middle where we've got the cargo, and then you've got like in actual airplanes right now, you've got the cargo on the bottom under it. Maybe it's going to be slightly less, but it would make more sense, I think.
So Jinx, on the Andromeda, Aquila, and Taurus versions of the ship, no, you can't lock them in the cargo area. On the Phoenix, yes, you can. You just turn off the power when you put them in the cargo area, so they can't open any of the doors. It's amazing.
You shall be my creature in the basement.
See, that's why Phoenix is better. You've got your own sex dungeon on it.
Okay,
I mean,
well, we got a view into Villain's life. Here's a better idea of the interior here. So you've got the cockpit up here with basically some areas back here. You could probably put some life support systems in this area. That would make sense. You could probably fit something in there.
Yes.
Yes, if you start
also,
removing the bed from there, yes, there would be space there.
the beds aren't in this area. You're jumping the gun, my friend.
On Phoenix, that's what I'm saying. So if you move the cargo, like on the Phoenix thing, move the cargo crew beds onto the back and replace this with space for the component.
Yeah, these lines are the sections of the ship, just to clarify how it matches up with my diagram below. And you know what? Just because of the gaping hole in the bottom of the ship. I'll put that there. So I think life support could go in this front area on the constellation Andromeda. You've also got the docking collar on the top here, which Maddie loves. So you've got the cockpit area, you've got the crew quarters, and then you have an ingress point here, which is your elevator, which has an airlock, just to state. And I think actually it works pretty well. I don't know if you guys agree with that. It's pretty effective airlock.
Yeah.
It works. I prefer the Apollo one. It looks better. Way better.
So well, they'd have to remove this docking collar for that. But yeah, it'd be good to have like a little tube that comes down and locking you out.
Yeah.
How long you guys playing this? Sorry, just how long you guys been playing this game, and how often do you actually use that top hatch there
We used to back in the day, but
to break into the ship?
No, they can remove that. I don't care about this one at the top. That's only going to be useful when they have gravity localized to each room. So if I want to egress from the top. And to use it, you would need to essentially vent your entire oxygen supply in the crew quarters. So if your friend Timmy is having a nap here, all right, here's Timmy. He's got a bit of a triangular head. You killed him. He's dead. Go for a spacewalk, Timmy? Huh? Dead. So the designs on the ship are not perfect. They may need a little bit of tweaking. Slightly.
Yeah, a little bit.
And here is the recessed cargo area. Kind of in this section down here. Let me just clear that up a little bit. That's the recessed cargo area there. It comes out the bottom of the ship, and it's just like a normal. Oh, I just moved the world. It just broke everything. Oh well. All my lines are gone. I don't know what happened to them. You got this section at the back, which is this here. And then you have this section here. Why is it always turning black?
Yeah, this ship needs a lot of work.
Yeah, it needs a lot of work. Either it needs blowing up slightly, or they just really need to tune in where those components go and make them work. Move, unlike Maddie said, move the airlocks forward so you can have a proper airlock. Or alternatively, have oxygen shields, which is a technology in the game. So why that's not there, I don't even know. That would be a really good solution to make sure they didn't have to reinvent the entire ship.
I'm just thinking, is there not airlock shields only on big ships?
Well, they are, but there's no reason why they can't do it on this, because it's only a small hole.
They can't do it on a smaller ship.
Only a tiny hole.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was a White Chicks reference for anyone who's not watched that movie. We've got the Stinger here. Now, this one is such an easy problem to solve, and it annoys me that they didn't launch it. Because the inside of the ship is basically this oval, the red oval. The actual interactable and walkable section of the ship is basically this blue square. And then to get into the cockpit, you interact with a seat that pulls you into the cockpit. So you only have this area to work with inside. This square here is your fuses, and that is the end of its componentry. It only has fuses. Really, this would be really easy.
I'm not big a fan of the ship. So
I don't like, you know my feelings on this ship. But like this section here with the ribs on the top is clearly for components. And if you look on the ship, and if you target it, you can see components in there. So they had the opportunity to put all these components inside the ship in this area, which is designed for components, and they didn't do it. And they still haven't done it. And it hurts me so much. So
they already sold the ship. Why fix it?
Yeah, so that is a middle finger to everyone who bought the ship. Villain knows, as soon as he was done with my ship for his videos, sold that thing, gone. Paladin, straight away.
I didn't get out from the ship yet. He already sold it.
This is another pain point for people. F8C and F87C and the F87A. No componentry released. Where would you put it in this ship, Maddie, if you were going to put components in?
Components would be scattered all over that exterior of the ship in certain different parts. A lot on the
I think the
side underbelly.
Yeah.
And a lot on the top of the ship, you know, giving you the accessibility to climb the ladder, not to go into the ship, but to get on top. And then
this is cargo here. Yeah. I think you could probably put a component at the front, maybe life support, and then the radar on this side, right? They would make sense in terms of their location.
Yeah, so like a lot of the components would go over here, you know.
See the middle thing when you marked it down, like here, they usually put in weapon racks in here.
Sides here, like, but it would be underneath the wing, but on this side of the ship and this side of the ship.
It's definitely doable, and this is just one of the main reasons why this is so frustrating, because they could have spent an extra month on this ship and released it then. And they still need to rework the Mark 1s. Like the Mark 1s don't have components either. So it's stuff like this.
It's not only is one ship. There's 5 different versions of each, and they've got 5 of Mark 1 and 5 of Mark 2.
And none of them have their thing. And it's just a showing of just no effort on their part to upgrade those ships, because they had the opportunity with the Mark IIs and they didn't follow through. Now there are other types of ships We'll get to the Idris last because that's a lot of coverage there. But there's capital ships and larger ships where the componentry is worked into the ship itself, which in itself isn't a bad thing, but it raises a question on how are you going to interact with those parts of the ship. Do they currently work as components that you repair? They do? So the life support section, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So especially the, I think it's a power plant on Polaris. You need to take the like a lever down, so it brings up the hole from the cooling kind of area, and you actually point, and you can repair it from there.
Okay, that's good. What about the main turbine in the center of the ship? Does that work as a repairable thing? They say.
Turbine? Which turbine are we talking about?
The massive one in the center of the ship.
Oh, yeah, I think that works too.
turbine.
Yeah. You just need to point in a specific place, I think.
Okay, all right. I imagine it's where these symbols are then.
So Polaris actually works.
That's good. That's
I know.
Good to hear. Yeah. Well, because that's something that they need to make sure they get right.
Yeah.
The integrated components that you cannot remove or upgrade at all need to work with engineering. And it's a happy story with the Polaris, but it's not been experienced on every capital-sized ship.
See, like the power plant, which it always looks exactly the same. I'm fine. You can repair it, it's fine. So long you can fly to dry dock and change it to something else in a dry dock, and it just stays looks the same, but maybe you've got different
subcomponents.
Not subcomponents, even just like maybe this one's got more power, but it's easier to be damaged. Something different stuff on it. It's fine.
I would love it if there are openings along things, so you can't change the. They say it stays the same. I would love it if it had subcomponents or components within the whole thing that you could change out. That maybe have better conductivity or better lubrication or components so that it can produce more power without it wearing out too fast. That kind of thing would be amazing. And I'd love to see that, because can you imagine the depth of knowledge you would then need to repair a ship or upgrade the ship to its maximum functionality? That would take min-maxing, your favorite thing, villain, min-maxing to a whole new level. Because it would require a genuine knowledge of the game. It's not a gamified thing. And I wouldn't say it's easy to do. In concept, it's easy to do. Implementing it would be a whole different thing. But like having that depth for capital ships specifically would be great, because then you would have to have someone on the ship who's a dedicated engineer, and that engineering gameplay would be very detailed and engaging for that person.
Okay, which would be amazing. I agree with it. Just imagine what you're saying. You want every single component to have two or three sub-components into them, with different variables of changing the ship. What I want to be able to just pull up the fuel out of destroyed ship, and they cannot give me even that, man. And you're coming out with crazy stuff like this, man.
Aren't those discs, the little computers, kind of do a little tweaking to your components in a sense? I feel like I like Mormon's idea, but I feel like they should do that for capital size ships.
Oh yeah, no, I do mean just for capital size ships. I'm talking about the integrated physical components that you can
that's what I'm saying. You can never take them out.
Yeah. But you have like interactable subcomponents that you can tune or remove and replace. That would just make it so much more in depth.
Have you not seen the concept when they've been coming out with the components and stuff like that? They looked so blocky, kind of like cube-like, because they're supposed to press the button, they open, and you put the subcomponents into them. That's how it's supposed to work. And
yes, I think they mildly, kind of, sort of recanted on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they want to do that anymore. I hope they do. I hope they keep it, because that is what people are looking for in this game.
Yep.
Here's your ship, Maddie. Now, I think this is an old concept layout.
It is.
I think it's entirely accurate.
It is. The interior layout's totally accurate.
Now,
it's just the outside concept of it that's a little different.
Yeah. The componentry in the Caterpillar currently is is in. I think you can remove things, but the engineering isn't fully implemented.
You cannot remove anything in
No.
Caterpillar.
No, definitely not. Okay.
100%.
Alright,
They
so
haven't put them in yet.
part of it has a similar issue to capital ships, which shouldn't exist on this ship specifically, because it does have a physical engine, and that can't be removed.
Yep.
And you can't really, within the concept of engineering, rationalize not having to repair that engine at some point. And the fact that you can't remove it and you have a power plant, I think it's a bit odd for a ship this small to have that. Does that make sense?
I feel like it
Yeah.
should work with fuses on those engines.
Yeah,
And
that would
then
work.
also the ability to repair it, because it can, like, the durability of the engine can get damaged.
Yeah.
What I'm
I
mad
would-
about is they have a fully built engineering section in that ship, and they never like put all the components in there. Like, it's
Well,
2-story too.
This is my thing. This is the engineering bay here. This needs completely redesigning to match up with the current engineering gameplay.
Everything is redesigning. I think the whole ship.
yeah,
Oh,
but
I love Drakes. I love Caterpillar. It needs to be fixed.
I don't think it needs a whole redesign.
Big redesign. Yeah, go for it.
I don't know about a redesign. It needs some fixing. Yeah, some love for sure. But a lot of the way the ship is designed is pretty good. There's some things. The cargo area is funny, but it limits the ship. It doesn't make it like a super perfect ship.
well, the cargo
that
you can
engineering
understand because of how it's designed.
Exactly.
Because it's supposed to. These red lines are separating actual modules on the ship. So,
Yeah.
you know, conceptually, you can change this. This is for people watching. Obviously, you guys know this. You can change this module to a medical module. So you can have med beds. You can change this module to a refinery, maybe. And then
That's
you can,
the cargo area. Yeah.
yeah, maybe you can change and keep these two as cargo. So this ship potentially and conceptually is extremely versatile. If
Yes,
it's
but
made
that was
the right way.
Yeah, that was designed years ago, and I don't think it fits anymore. So first thing, like, you cannot put 32 SU box this way. It's just barely too short, which that's one of the problems. Second one, there is like a gangway this way walking through. So you cannot put the second layer in for some reason.
The gangway is not needed.
So-
They need to get rid of that.
They need to put it outside, I think, or something, or some.
Oh,
some kind of
outside?
way.
No, that wouldn't make sense. I
No, but
refute
like,
that.
no, put it outside, but be still like closed up, so you still got atmosphere and stuff, or something along the line. And two, and the next thing I'm thinking, see it needs to still be modular, but I think they need to grow up in two blocks. So you've got 2 blocks in here.
That was going to be my next point. That was going to be my rebuttal. What's to say that every module segment has to stay the same size? It could be that the modules are designed by block size. So maybe the Caterpillar, through its weight distribution, can only handle 5 segments, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean every module has to be 1 segment long, right?
Yeah.
So let's say one module is a garage module with an elevator. You can put a car in. Or one module is an extended cargo module that takes up 2 segments rather than 1. So you can put your 32 SCUs on, and the side doors are longer and open longer. Maybe you lose the landing gear for that segment. So that limits you on how many long segments you can have. So I'm spitballing.
Yeah.
So I don't think necessarily the design itself is bad. They would need to make adjustments to make it more feasible, especially for 32 SCU cargo things. The biggest thing that needs fixing is the doors, because right now, yes, the doors open and go down, but there needs to be a middle stage for the doors.
Oh, this is not only for this ship. This is every single ship needs to have this. Like Polaris.
Well, not every ship.
Like if you're in space in Polaris, the ramp should not be extendable. Why? Why would you need that in the space? Pretty much all of the ships.
Well, are you just saying you should be able to open the side door individually from the ramp?
Yes.
Yeah, opening
Yeah.
the doors and opening the ramp should be two different things.
Yes, okay, I agree with you. I was going to say, because like there should be a restriction on whether you can get the ramp out in space, because really there shouldn't be anything stopping you from extending the ramp in space.
No, yeah,
But
yes, but
I agree
then,
they should be two different actions, for sure.
but you should have an option to make it easier for yourself to not extend the ramp, right?
Again, just as an explanation for those who aren't familiar with this. So the doors should, in theory, have three states. There is closed, like this, and open but not descended, like this. And then they kind of have these arms with tracks on them so that the door can go down to the ground where theoretically you would load your cargo. So you've got stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Currently, there are only two states, open and closed. So you open the door, they open and then go down. There's no pause in between.
But from this to this doesn't exist.
Yeah, 2 isn't there right now. So if you're trying to load your cargo, you can't use the doors, which is what the doors are for. So you put your cargo on the doors and you close the doors, and then you have about 2 seconds to get all that cargo off the door and into the ship before it closes the door. Because the doors kind of open like this. The top section is shorter, and the bottom section is the elevator that you put the cargo on. So it opens like that and then goes down. And then when it comes back up, you have 2 seconds before it starts to close again. And it doesn't work.
And having this middle thing in space, especially having this platform so you can stand on it and start loading into it, would be just so useful.
Yeah, and they don't even have cargo grids on the doors, which they need. That'd be really useful. They don't necessarily need full cargo grids, but something that keeps the cargo, because if it doesn't have anything on it in space, villain, and you need time to organize the inside of the module.
No,
so yeah, something gravity
Yeah.
or at least one 30 or 16 SCU sized cargo spot where you can put things. Just not a full cargo grid, but just something, either gravity or a small cargo grid, just so that when you're putting things up and down, it doesn't just bounce everywhere, because physics isn't reliable in the game.
Yeah. But it would be so much easier. Yeah.
So, in short, Caterpillar needs a lot. Even more than the Andromeda. Even more than the Andromeda. Another thing to note about the design of the ship is it's actually 2 ships in one, technically.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got the main carriage, which on its own is useless. This is the main cargo carriage of the ship, / whatever else the modules you put on. And then you have the command module, which is the part of the ship that actually drives. And as shown here, which will be coming into the game in May. May.
See, this is kind of another problem, right, for me. In May, the the Ironclad is supposed to be coming out, which most likely it will, with the same module, which would be exactly the same one what Caterpillar has got. And they most likely not going to fix Caterpillar by then.
They better.
Which is kind of the same problem we're going to have.
They better fix the command module on the Caterpillar. That'd be ridiculous.
But the command module might be changed, right? And I'm still like 50-50 on it, if they're actually going to do it or not. But it's kind of the same thing. If you're already working on one, may as well just work on the other one and fix it. But no.
Yeah, well, you don't think this is going to come in with the Chad then?
No, there's no. And the Caterpillar, they're not going to do anything to it.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I think they may add the command module in as a gimmick. I don't think they're going to rework the whole thing, but they may that. So we have Yvonne in the chat. Hello, welcome.
What's up?
He's got a Discord tag. Okay. Yeah, let me just write that down. I can't do anything without everything being just exploding. I'll have to review the notes later. 1 second.
Meantime, when you're doing this, at the next ship, it's Hammerhead, which is actually working on it, which is
Yes.
good stuff.
All right, Hammerhead, yes. This one is actually actively being upgraded to gold standard, which is great.
My prediction, they're gonna release it in May.
Yes, yeah, I think so too. Based on the progression charts that we looked at a couple of weeks ago, definitely going to be adding this in May. It would make sense as well because it's Invictus, which is a military-themed event. I don't think there's any removable components in the current Hammerhead, is there, as far as I'm aware?
No, none of them. No. Yeah, that's why they even doesn't have the engineering screen or anything.
Terminal.
It has an
There should
engineering
be in the
screen
back.
here. Has it right here, it just doesn't work.
Oh, he has 3 technically, but none of them work.
Yeah. Oh, they've got some engineering slots halfway down the ship, don't they?
Yeah.
They're the elevators. Oh, here. Yeah. So it has some little nooks for the engineers to kind of hide away from the rest of the crew in. Because engineers are a strange breed of people that hide away from us. So these little areas here are supposed to be little engineering nooks. I'm highlighting them already. Back off with your pen. I've got this, bro.
You're doing it wrong.
I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah. You're doing it wrong.
Okay. So you have these little engineering nooks, and then on the engineering level, there's a screen over here. It's just that nothing in the ship even remotely works for engineering right now. So that's the downside. And it's strange because they clearly concepted the ship around engineering, but they hadn't decided how engineering was going to work. So now they're going to have to remake the entire thing.
The other thing, did they not tried it? One of the first ships supposed to be this ship, which they work on engineering.
It was one of the featured ones when they were showing us engineering.
They kind of left it.
It's kind of ironic, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one's clear. That one's being worked on, so I don't think we need to spend too much time on that. Now,
the big boy.
the Idris one here and the Reclaimer. They're both quite big ships and both require a lot of work. Oh, we had a few people just join us. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. We're discussing the gold standard of ships and the ships that have been left behind in the development of Star Citizen. So if you have any thoughts or any kind of gripes, please share them, because we do love a debate. And as much fun as it is debating with the villain, we do love some other input. Me and villain like to butt heads.
You forward in the future, yes.
I'd say a different view. We're just about to move on to the Reclaimer and the Idris. So which one do you guys want to cover first?
Reclaimer, it needs a massive rework.
I feel like that's your answer. Right.
A lot of rework right there.
So I don't feel like the ship needs a rework for the entire interior, because some of it does work for what it needs to be. I think we can all. I think the main part of the ship that needs to be removed is the shredder, because it doesn't work for the current gameplay loop for salvage. And I think we can all agree is the rear section of the ship needs. It needs a new look. It needs new functionality, and there's a lot of space back there that needs to be used better.
So technically, if you remove the shredder, right, and there's there's ladders halfway through, you go down to engineering room, right? Make this one long engineering room all the way to the front of the ship, and put all of your components in there, and that will fix it.
So you think the engineering should be in this area at the top where the balcony is?
No. So
Where the shredder
no-
is.
Yeah, where the shredder is, right here.
Right here. The thread there.
This one?
So and that see the one.
Okay. Oh, I see you
you
on your
Oh,
screen, Marvin.
this.
lower,
In the
lower.
hollow view, right there. You see
Yeah.
that rectangle below? Yes, that's where
Yes,
the
yes.
engineering bay
And
should be.
connect and have a door from when you get out from the cockpit. You can, and there's elevator. You continue. You open the door, and you've got engineering, and you can go all the way through, all the way to the ladders up on the other side,
Okay. Yeah. No, I see that.
and then
So,
slap all of the components in there.
ooh, I don't know about all of them. I think
All of
we've
them.
seen this. We've seen this problem on some of the ships where they group all the components
So-
together,
You
and
can
and,
split
and
the
they're
room
all.
in half.
So
Yeah.
the reason I'm saying that, because you've got under that, you've got a massive claw which protects them from the side, and from the top you've got another floor which covers them, and on the
Alright.
side you've got those massive engines which is still protecting them, right?
That's
So
true.
from doesn't matter which side you're gonna it would be really hard to take out any components on the ship.
Okay. Yeah. All right then. Based on that reasoning, yeah. Okay, I agree. Engineering should be central to the ship, for sure. I think the living quarter area, perfect as it is, don't really need to change that
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
functionally.
I think
That's
the rooms
perfectly
just
I
fine.
agree.
updated a bit. I think
Well, yeah,
that's-
they can slap a fresh paint of coat kind of on this. Yes.
Yeah. I think.
so.
I think this front section needs reworking because it's very split up.
So see when you've got your cockpit and they're kind of slightly on the side. On the other side of that, I think it should be airlock, and it should be on the same kind of level. You just get out from a cockpit, turn left, and you've got airlock, and you can fly into the station, and you dock like a hammerhead, just that way. So it's easy, fly and dock the ship into the.
Yeah. I can see that. That would work. Is there anything blocking that?
There's supposed to be components in there.
Well, the gravity's up here. And there is something. If you look at the wireframe, there's these two cylindrical things. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. Maybe that's. Oh, that's the lights. That's the lights.
Oh yeah. I see.
Yeah, but you could just move those further up. You could situate those in the top of the hull here, and yeah, have a docking collar on the left. That would work. I agree. Because the docking collar currently, which you can keep these, it's not a problem. Oh, these aren't even docking collars, really. They're just square doors. Either side of the ship at the back, and an entryway at the top. I think they can keep this.
Yeah.
Because when you're able to turn the gravity off in this room, that would be quite useful to be able to.
This one would just need not elevator, ladder in there, so you can actually get out if there is a gravity.
No, because remember they're going to situate gravity by room, so you can turn the gravity off in this room.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
You don't need a ladder. So yeah, this the social area, we'll call it. That works perfectly fine. And this is currently the engineering area.
Yeah.
Just underneath. Thoughts on the back?
Oh, this is like the. Oh, they really need easier access to all of this stuff.
Yeah. So you know my suggestion already, don't you, Villain?
Yeah.
From last week. Move this, get rid of this bottom floor, move this middle floor down to be the bottom. Have this middle section in the middle be an openable door of some form. I don't know if you saw that part last week, Maddie, but we kind of went through that a little bit. Turn this into a floor, move it up, and have an elevator. So this can be a cargo area. There's not like stuff you're going to unload, but stuff you're going to store. And then use this whole space in the middle for the actual salvage cargo that you're creating. So you don't have all this wasted space inside the ship, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah, they need to make an elevate. So yeah, I agree. The bottom level should be where the salvage comes out of the hoppers, where that's like a bottom layer that never gets used for anything. And then above that should be like a cargo storage. But there should be another elevator somewhere in there that's big enough to move cargo in between,
Well,
especially the type of ones that you can print.
This is the idea that I came up with. Let me just explain it to you. I don't think you saw it. So this is a view of, because I would say only 2 floors. One where you can store your salvage and just a cargo one up above. And the salvage one obviously is the larger one where you can just store it all. So on this floor, my idea would be to have this center bit be where you store your cargo. And these 2 side bits are where your crew can walk up and down. And then you still have your 2 salvage hoppers, one there and one there. Again, this is the top down of the bottom floor of the rear cargo area, right?
Yeah.
And then this section is almost like a giant door that kind of swings down like this. Or something like that. It could just be a full-on elevator. It doesn't really matter too much. But having it like this, it would mean that the crew standing down here, these lines are the crew. And so you've got your cargo. I'm bringing lots of boxes in here, aren't I? You've got your cargo. You stored it on this elevator that's flopped down. So you can unload that cargo really easily. And you can also load it really easily. And when you're done, it just folds back up into the ship. Because it would make sense with the... you see what I'm saying there? So it would make sense with the aesthetic of the ship. It almost opens like that salvage vehicle in Star Wars with all the hooded tiny people. And it opens at the back. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Villain wasn't quite on board with it.
Still not.
Still not.
So, how I envision this, right? Just from as practical as possible, the whole thing, right? So I want to remove the middle. No,
this is practical.
So I'm just gonna explain it to you, okay? So the middle one, which we've got the one below that. Yes, I'm agreeing. Drop this down, and having more space. The balcony, make it a full floor, right? So you've got plenty of cargo in there. And how you're going to be loading and unloading this, the whole back needs to open, like both floors would open. And then when you're printing down and you in space, you can then move them out into space and put them on top straight away instead of taking elevator all the time. It would be way quicker, basically. You can load them. And then when you land on the ground, you open and both floors can throw the boxes out at the same time.
So you're saying this back opens here?
The whole back, from top to bottom, whole thing.
I mean, that could, but I'm talking about inside a hangar. That wouldn't really work. Because you couldn't load it easily. You couldn't load it easily.
Loading it.
That's going to be elevated.
So the loading, the stuff you actually want for travel and stuff, is the actual cargo grid on the bottom there. So see on the bottom, when you see elevator?
Yeah, that's so much, and that's so little cargo at a time.
That should be elevator goes all the way down to the ground.
Okay. But I get it, but I think that's less practical than my idea. Because, stay with me here. I understand, I get what you're saying. And I think maybe having the entire back open anyway would be good. So I'm not saying that in itself isn't a bad idea. But in terms of loading, this is super inefficient. Like, I think you should still have that option if you want to just move small amounts up and down. That's fine. But in terms of efficiency, which is kind of what you want from a cargo/salvage ship anyway, you want to be able to use this section for either cargo or salvage, right? And if you're going to land at a station and you're unloading your salvage, if you had the back open, you could unload, but then you're restricted on how you can load it. And loading is going to be super inefficient. So exposing a large cargo grid all at once means it is more practical to unload the salvage and load cargo or salvage back on.
If
you see what I'm saying?
I do. I don't see this as a cargo ship. Maybe that's like how I was looking up. I don't see it as a cargo. I see it as a salvaging ship. But if you take the back opens, right, and you can have a rail come out with a tractor beam, which you go vertically down, we can pick up and move in like in what's the one? Apollo right now.
That would still be slower.
Yeah, but like again, it's not cargo ship. This is a salvage ship, and I think that would be the least work and the most.
At which point, I would point you to the Moth, which is a salvage ship
Yeah,
that doubles as a cargo ship. So
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but this is artificial limitations that you're putting on the ship.
Or you do the whole thing out on the back there, external.
Yeah. Or here's an
Massive
alternative.
external.
Here's an alternative. Let's try and settle the debate. Maddie's just watching this and he's just enjoying
Buddy,
it.
they're crazy. They're ruining my ship.
Maybe. Right. So here's the back of the ship. We stick with, we're just reconcepting a whole entire ship. We stick with the idea that there's a cargo floor here, right?
Yep.
And then maybe there's an internal elevator to move cargo between floors.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe rather than a flap, we kind of halfway house between the two, where instead of a flap, the doors can open at the bottom like this, and the salvage cargo grid is actually, you store the cargo on the grid at the top. Like this. So basically it's a mirror of the cargo grid above. And that way you can kind of dump cargo out. You can have a tractor beam kind of as on a rail, like you say. And so when you're loading, you can just pull it up into the ship. This is kind of a kind of a bit of a weird approach, but that could be an alternative.
But how you, during the salvage, how you put the stuff on top, the top floor? Through the elevator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this way, you would have two elevators. You'd have an internal one and the main one. This is just me kind of trying to come up with a middle ground between the two.
I despise using elevators in this game for.
Okay, so it's how do they put
You
the hoppers on the
just a
bottom
moment ago argued against my idea in favor of an elevator. You can't then turn around and say you hate using elevators.
Bruce, have out through the door. That's what I was.
All right, sorry, Maddie, go ahead.
I don't know. I think they can do like what they did in the raft and put like a top part, or even like how they have it on the mole, like some of these side slots. They just if they eliminated the whole entire cargo floor, they kept it as a huge open space, and then all the way on the top of the roof, you had like this cargo grid that you could just snap boxes up there. So when they come out the hopper, you just have a tractor beam, pull it up, and push it up to the top. Boom,
yeah, it'd be a cool aesthetic as well. Yeah.
And then you got the boxes just stacking and hanging up from above your head, you know, while you're in that hopper room. They're all just hanging up there. And maybe there's like some sleeves that come down on the sides. So like this red part here, and then there's like these little sleeves that come down like this so that you can section out the cargo or the arms. See, so like the boxes are attaching to the side, but also attaching on top. And there's like a certain limit to how far they can go down, because of the sleeves they go in between them. And it also like would fit, I don't know, how big can you print a 16 SCU container?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so like it would be able to fit 16 SCU containers, so like one there and one there, and that would fit like maybe 6 in a row there, or like a bunch of smaller boxes in the sense, like maybe like that's like a 4 and then an 8 SCU box, a little bit bigger. I'm very hard
That
trying.
Section that you're highlighting is the crusher.
That was me, the yellow thing.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, and Jinx, yes, he's lucky I cannot put my hands on him. he not got one.
I would break you. Anyway.
You'll try. Would not end well.
But on that note, I have to go pick up the young boy.
Yes, we are at a point now where we should start finalizing and finishing the stream. But there is one ship that needs discussing. But thank you, Maddie. We'll see you later. But
I'll be in chat.
We are obligated to discuss this ship because Villain put it on the thumbnail.
This is going to be fun to listen to.
No, that's not the one I put on thumbnail. Oh, I put on thumbnail the one we didn't use.
Yes.
All right, love you guys. See you
Merchantman.
next week.
You should wait until the stream catches up with you because I am talking about that. That's the one I'm talking about.
See you, man.
See you, man. Yeah, villain always jumps the gun, never waits for me to finish a sentence. Like, no, yes, that's
No,
that's what I...
because there is Idris on the thing still we didn't talk about, but like,
Yeah, but the Idris is going to get its gold standard regardless. It's going to get it when Squadron comes out. But here we go. This is the obligation that you've given us, Willem.
No, this is not what you were like. Make some thumbnail. Okay, so I made the thumbnail. And
I
like,
said
I don't have
maybe.
this ship on.
I said. What I said was maybe have a portion of this kind of on the screen with some other ships. This man took that meaning, I'll just put that as the main image and put a title on it.
Straight line. I don't see any problem, man.
He always tries to frame me as unreasonable, but the actual fact is I'll say something completely different and he'll do something that has no relation to what I said.
Lies! You could know evidence of that.
This is the evidence. Right. Now, in terms of gold standard, there's not too much to talk about. Villain brought this ship up in the sense that it's part of the backlog. It's been left behind. This is our couples counseling.
We tried it. We got banned.
The therapist broke up with their partner because we damaged them so much it bled into their life.
The partner is like, it's not me, it's you guys. Don't come back. Come again.
So this is one of the largest ships outside of a battle cruiser in the game right now, or that will be in the game, bar the Javelin and the Bengal, but they're a different class of ship entirely. This is the ship that has the most room inside. It has the most floors, and the most variety in what it can do. It has size 8 weapons that come out of the front of the hull. It has a size 7 turret that comes out and floats, which is a massive weakness in the ship because people can just EVA in through the turret opening.
They were gonna put the air shields. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry, man.
That's not stopping the problem that I just highlighted. Air shields let people in.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
So this isn't a gold standard issue. This is, when are you going to release it, CIG? When's this
We're only
coming?
waiting 12 years for it.
I think it started development about 6-7 years ago.
But when they came out with concept.
Yeah, they brought the ship up intermittently throughout the years, and each time they've kind of altered the physicalized concept, like the 3D model of it. And I do like the current one that they have where the wings are telescopic. They kind of open up through segments kind of contained within each other. I think that works for the ship. The problem is, because this ship has an extremely specific requirement for assets involved in building it, it takes a lot of work. And there was a point where they'd got quite far with the ship. They made a lot of progress, and a whole bunch of developers who were very experienced shipbuilders left all at once. And
so 2014 they sold it.
2014, okay. So a long time.
Only 12 years, guys, we're waiting for it.
But that was when the concept, I'm talking about them building the ship. It's been about 6 or 7 years. But it's got trapped in development hell, this ship specifically. This is where we get ships in the backlog.
Yep.
They get caught, and this is probably the most egregious one. Other ships in the backlog is due to features not coming out yet, or the technology not being ready, like for the Endeavour, having modules that physically detach. Yeah. But this ship specifically has got caught in a development hell that it can't escape from. And it's it is the most mentioned ship, the most wanted ship in the game.
Unfollowing, yeah.
Yeah. And just looking at this cross cut of it, you can see why. The whole concept design is around the market, the player market in the game. So there's a segment of the ship where... Ooh, hold on. Sorry. 1 second. I made a mistake. Oh no, that was the right place. I didn't make a mistake. I'm the best. So there's a segment of the ship that is earmarked specifically for public engagement, which is this segment here. And the rest of the ship is specifically for crew, with a crew elevator right here. So everything from the cargo bay, the docking collar, cargo control, to the hangar. Ooh, not what I wanted. To the hangar and cargo storage up here. And any of the rooms above the level of this elevator. And this rear engineering section at the back is all privately locked to crew only. So one system this requires is the permission system. The ability to say, you can go this far into the ship, but you can't. So that's one feature the ship needs in order to function safely. Because the whole idea of the ship is people can sell items on your ship. You allow public, non-friends and non-org members to come onto your ship and purchase items. You even allow them into your conference rooms and have guest rooms. You need to make sure that unless they are a hacker or have brought weapons that are concealed onto your ship, that they cannot get into the more private areas. That is a required feature. Further to that, you need the ability for armor sets to be stored openly in cargo in armor racks, weapon racks. You need an ability to feed from cargo storage directly into shops so that they can be sold from shops. You need a player-driven shop UI. You need a marketing system. I think that's it. But there's a lot of features that this will depend on that aren't ready yet. Do you have any other thoughts, Villain?
So we've been talking about the ships. I kind of see already design flaws in the ship.
Well, this isn't final because it's not finished. But yeah,
I know. But they start working on it, so I'm like, where's the error?
This one will have physical integrated components, just to mention. Like a lot of them will be integrated components. Carry on. Yeah.
Well, they don't have airlocks, right? So how are you gonna connect them in the space? Will they be shuttling in?
Docking collars here.
Where? Highlight. Where are you? Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Maybe I missed it. Fair enough. I'll give you this one. Read
the whiteboard.
Next
God
one.
Damn it!
It's a flying ship. It's basically a flying piñata, and it's got 2 sides, 8 weapons, which is fine. And it's got like 2 turrets to protect it itself. Okay, and the hangar of the ship
should have PDCs as well.
Okay, so if you got a couple PDCs, I don't think it's enough firepower for the ship.
What I know it's supposed to is that it's extremely well armored and has very strong shielding. This is not a combat ship, so the weapons should not be an issue to address in their entirety. I think it has some remote turrets as well, just to mention.
So I've got a couple, I think 2 or 3 maximum.
Yeah,
but then not big.
This primarily is a cargo ship with a market built into it. It is not supposed to be a combat ship. You're not going to be taking this into combat. It's very well armed for a non-combat ship because of how the Banu work. The Banu as a culture are an alien race. They work in what are essentially pods, individual, what are they called? Coolies? Like the groups of Banu. Sulis, that's it. They're called Sulis. They're essentially groups or pods of Banu that fill a certain role and are essentially enclosed from their race. Like they live independently and serve a specific function.
Yeah, so I would be cool with all of this, like having only a couple small turrets and stuff, and size 8 weapons on the front. and heavy armor. But they would need to have something extra. Maybe something, if you're being quantum snare or dampening, I don't know which one is it, that slows you down. If you hang in there for enough, like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes, and then you can jump out. So it kind of like calibrates even with the quantum dampening. So you've got option to jump away. So you can fight a little bit because you have to for a couple minutes, and then you still can run, and you've got enough time to do it. From the other perspective of the pirates, they've got a couple minutes still to be able to like disable the ship and board it, but they're on time. And not that, like at the moment is if you're quantum dampening, unless you find the ship and destroy it, you're kind of screwed.
I think you should have a very strong scanner, very strong radar. That would be a good way of negating that as well.
I don't know. Maybe.
So before you make a jump, you can scan out and say, is there any interdiction fields in my path? Do I need to go around? That kind of thing. That would be a good negation as well.
Maybe if it has got certain range, so even if you're jumping, it tells you, oh, in 30 seconds you're going to be caught, and then you stop and change direction, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you can range you jumping from Microtech to Arcorp or something, and you can see through the whole line, there's someone there. It's maybe too powerful. Kind of thing. It's too far.
They're gonna have long distance scanning in the game, so you will be able to scan planets ahead. So that's something that's going to be in the game, villain. So that's not even outside of the rules of the game already. Some ships will have better. Yeah. So I think they should have different grades of radar that have specific purposes, like scanning ship signals versus scanning planetary signals. What from a mining ship scanning ahead, does it have certain minerals that I can mine, but maybe I can't detect very well ship signatures. But on the flip side of that, maybe the Banu is extremely well equipped to pick up on signatures given off by ships and quantum fields and things like that at long distance scanning. So it could be more intricate reasons as to why it can pick up on those things. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but yeah.
No, but definitely. Anyway. But needs more than what's got right now.
Yeah, for sure. Right, we have gone very far over. It was all thanks to the update at the beginning. We're about 20 minutes late. But thank you for those who have followed us today. I don't believe the follower thing is working. We got that working at one point. It's just stopped again. I'm going to have to look into that. But thank you for those who have followed us today. Really do appreciate it. And thank you for... what was his name? Where's that gone now?
Yipvan,
yeah. Thank you for messaging us. You caught me a little bit off guard because we're new to Twitch, so we're not sure how certain things come across.
We do have a link. Okay, next time.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a bot or not to begin with, so I apologize if it was a lukewarm reception. I'll contact you on Discord after the stream, and we'll get some contact going there. But we do appreciate your engagement there.
And we'll catch you guys tomorrow for the gameplay, if not next week.
Yeah, gameplay stream at 6:30 UK time tomorrow. If you haven't liked and subscribed on YouTube, please do so. We do appreciate the support. And follow on Twitch, and we'll see you in the verse. That's Drake's Den signing off.
Catch you guys later.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.